Waterfall, the CCW podcast.
Hello and welcome to Waterfall. It's the water saving podcast brought to you by CCW. Who are they? Well, we'll be finding out a bit more later. Now, it's very exciting because we are outside today. This is a first for Waterfall because we are recording entirely outside. So this episode comes not without some risks. So let's see how this one will go. We are in Berkshire by the River Thames because we will be walking with water. And that's really the theme of today's episode, making that connection between the water we drink, the water that runs from our taps, and the water that runs and flows through the natural environment. So making that connection, why it matters, why it's important. But I got to start with some very bad news, I'm afraid, everyone, because Karen is unable to make it here today. Karen, the wonderful co-host, she is very busy mulching in her garden. At least I think that's, in my head, that's what Karen does when she's not around, mulches in the garden. But I've got some good news because we've got not one, but two guests, and it does get quite confusing because we've got producer Tom, who today is a guest because he's the brains behind a brand new exciting initiative called Walking with Water. Hi, Tom.
Mike, so good to be here, and in Reading, no less.
How does it feel to be a guest?
I'm through the curtain, you know what I mean? I'm seeing how it operates. I'm glad to be here.
And do you view being a guest as a promotion or a demotion?
I'll judge that at the end of the episode, Mike, I think.
Oh, come on, Tom. Let's be real about this because you've been trying to build your part up on the show for the last 14 episodes.
I have been trying to have a little bit of a breakaway coup, so yeah, this is a dream come true.
So it's a personal moment of triumph for Tom. But not only that, we've managed to top producer Tom being a guest with having the top person from CCW here. We've got Emma Clancy, who is the Chief Executive of CCW. She is joining us for a walk. Hello, Emma.
Good afternoon.
So, Emma, you are here as a chaperone, right, for me and Tom? Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm actually just kind of sort of finding out what you're getting up to because you two keep disappearing. And I think we need to understand whether this is of value or not. So this is what I'm here to find out, Mike. You're being watched.
Well, I think it's well known that me and Tom can be trusted to be let outside together.
This is my point. Yeah, this is my point.
So Emma later on is going to be telling us a bit more about CCW. It's CCW who bring you these podcasts. You know what they do, who they are, and why water efficiency and saving water is absolutely critical to CCW's mission. So today we're going on a walk from Reading to Sonning, or Sonning-on-Thames as it's known if you're very posh, and it's not a very arduous walk. It's 5 kilometres in total, so it should take just over an hour, though, and it's not got a particularly big stride, so it might take a bit longer.
Rude, but true.
So we're starting at Reading Bridge, which is coincidentally where Thames Water HQ is. We are gazing at it now. It's a bit like a donut. That's not any reference to staff members, that's the shape of the building. Now, I did clock Emma having a good look through the windows as we walked past, just to make sure everyone was working hard. What's the verdict, Emma? Were they working hard enough?
They were indeed, absolutely. I was giving them a wave.
Giving them a wave. Well, that's good. We did look slightly suspicious going through the footpath that went through their car park. So, this is it. We're on the walk. Shall we begin?
Let's go. This podcast is brought to you by CCW, the voice for water consumers.
So we've walked, maybe about 400 metres. So we've obviously stopped for a break because we're all exhausted. we're at Caversham Lock.
Why are we at Caversham Lock, Mike?
I'm not quite sure. Does anyone have the key to the answer of that? No, Caversham Lock, first landmark on the way on our walk to Sonning. I forgot to say, Emma, Sonning has some very famous residents. George Clooney amongst them. I think Theresa May lives there too.
Ooh.
So it's a good destination. Wow. Well, I'd like to meet one of those
good and
two.
It's a lovely spot though, isn't it?
It is. I mean, this is why I really like this walk, because Reading's got quite a lot of hustle and bustle about it. But you don't have to go far to get kind of relative calm and a really nice spot to go and stretch your legs.
Agreed.
But that's what walking with water gives you, isn't it?
It does.
Space and time. You know?
It does. A completely different view of a place, you know. So here we go down the towpath. We've spotted a few things, haven't we? Notably a crocodile.
I think it was an alligator.
Oh, an alligator.
It was false, I must add, for our listeners, but yeah.
It was on a roof.
It was on a roof, yeah. It was an adornment.
We've also seen a heron.
Yes.
What else was it? A gannet?
A gannet, yes.
And the very rare Tesco Extra, which is
A
absolutely
wooden
ginormous.
entrance for a Tesco. Yeah, I've never seen one of those before.
Yeah. And a squirrel.
And a squirrel,
Don't
yes.
forget the squirrel.
And we are looking to our left here to a magnificent boat across here.
Wow.
With all the plants and adornments.
So Emma,
Very
how are
crafty.
you coping so far on the walk?
I'm okay, thank you, Mike. Yes.
I mean, I know you've been trying to wriggle out of this. Earlier in the week, you did say, "What if the weather's bad? Will Tom's equipment get damaged?" I love this.
I
notion
appreciate that care. I do.
that
I
Tom
do.
has equipment.
I was merely being a caring boss, Mike, so I was just worried about us slipping into the Thames or something, but it's a gorgeous day.
So yes, you're concerned about the weather. It's literally one of the mildest November days ever
Yeah.
that there's
Oh my
ever
God.
been in the UK.
Yeah. Look, you're the one with the meteorologist background, not me, right?
Quite so planned well, I would say.
Indeed.
So obviously this walk is not without peril. We have got, obviously, Tom and I have to be very careful because our P45s could be on our way to us depending on what we say or do on this walk.
Right.
Indeed.
And then there's the more direct peril of being run over by scooters, which is always a risk, and the other peril of just being gently nudged in the Thames by the guests. I think the questions have been selected very carefully to avoid that eventuality.
Tom, should we gang up on Mike? I mean, do you think?
I
do you
think we can
the
overpower
table?
him.
Yes.
I think quite quickly.
Yes,
Yeah.
let's
If we,
bear that in mind.
He's in his Reading memory bag at the moment. He's in a waking reverie, so he's susceptible.
I'll tell you what. Where's Karen when you need her? Karen, come back, please.
Enjoying the show? Please consider leaving a 5-star rating on iTunes and Spotify.
So we're on the Horseshoe Bridge, and this is the bridge that was for the horses that towed the boats along the towpath to cross the River Kennet, and this is the point at which the River Kennet meets the Thames. And I think it's not very well known for people who don't live in Reading or in Berkshire that Reading actually sits on two impressive rivers. You've got the world famous Thames, which obviously everyone's heard of, and then you've got the Kennet, which is a chalk stream, an iconic chalk stream. And there's only a few chalk streams in the whole world, the vast majority of which are in the south of England, and they are something special. That is something special. This smell. Boy, I mean, this is
coming on strong.
We're getting the smells of Reading, bringing back those happy memories. But yeah, it's a chalk stream. Not that you can tell, but the murky water is where it joins the Thames. But you don't have to go far upstream. You realise what a unique habitat that chalk streams maintain, and we have to really look after them. And if you follow it all the way upstream, you get to Newbury and eventually to Marlborough.
Wow.
And there's a canal that links the Kennet with the Avon. They took ages thinking of the name, the Kennet and Avon Canal. So that takes you all the way through to Bristol as well. So you can go fully east coast to west coast on a boat from here, which is again, I think not that well known. But it does feel like in this spot where we've got this confluence, I think it's the right word, of two impressive rivers. To talk to you, Tom.
Yes.
About the Walking with Water initiative. So, why are we going on a walk? Tell us all about it.
Walking with Water. Well, this is something that was kind of started before I joined. I've only been with CCW for 4 or 5 months now, and it's an initiative essentially encouraging people to connect with their local water supplies. And what we were finding was that people perhaps didn't even know. Obviously, they might know the stream around the corner, but they might not be cognizant of anywhere else around there. So what we've done with Walking with Water is it's a 2-part thing. We've got a web page, hub page. Go on there, type in your area. We're working with the Canal and River Trust as well. You can find any local walks near you. And then we're encouraging people to get out, like we're doing right now, with their family, with their friends, and just to walk by the water. And, I don't know about you, Emma, but there's so many benefits I felt in these last 10, 15 minutes we've been out here.
Yeah, it's just relaxing, isn't it? And any time that you're in contact with nature, you feel a bit better about whatever's on your plate, don't you? I think so. It's lovely.
No, precisely. And it's like what we're hoping is to kind of encourage people to build a deeper relationship with the water, and then in turn to be more practical at home, to be more thoughtful about their water use, which is of course what Waterfall is all about. And we also have an activity booklet as well, so we're appealing to the adults and appealing to the kiddies as well. Thank you. And so we've just got this booklet there which we've distributed to all these visitor centres and nature centres across England and Wales.
Fab.
And this is essentially a kind of an adventurer's guide. We're encouraging kids to get out there and to spot stuff and draw what they found. And then we also have a pledge on there as well, so when kids get home they can tick off shorter showers or etc. And that's the aegis of it, but it is a giant sprawling project that we've just begun. So if you want to know more, people, walkingwithwater.org.uk, I would encourage you to go there as your first port of call.
So we're on one of my favourite walks, and it's interesting you mentioned helping people make that connection with the water they drink. Well, just about 500 metres upstream on the Kennet, there is, as you get close to the Oracle shopping centre where there's bars and restaurants, there's a sign that appears by the river that says, basically, please do not wee in this river because water is extracted for drinking water purposes further down. Now, do you think that sign, what sort of effect do you think that sign has?
It's a catalyst, I imagine.
Exactly. People
make
see
you
it as a
twice.
challenge. Let's just say it doesn't have the desired effect. But
certain people.
But yeah, so we're on my favourite walk. Do you have a favourite walk, Tom?
Do I have a favourite walk? That's a good question. I suppose, just my local walk, Sutton Park. I enjoy there. That's the biggest park outside of a major city in Europe. It's a giant sprawling metropolis of trees. Henry VIII loved it. He hunted there. It's mentioned in a Shakespeare play. So I'd probably mention that as my personal favourite, yeah.
And that sounded like a completely made-up fact. It's one of the biggest parks outside of a major city. But Birmingham is a major city.
Not within a city, I mean, in the same way that, Central Park's in New York, etc.
I see. Sounds like one of these.
I mean, it's a little bit of a kind of, yeah. You can walk with water there. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
So how do people get involved? You've just name-checked some material, website you can go on.
Yeah.
But, how can you get stuck into this initiative?
Again, just, the web page is the first thing, really. You can just get on there. You can find a local walk nearby. And if you don't know of any nearby, you can go onto the Canal and River Trust. And then we encourage people, when they do head out there, to go onto the website, stick on the website, and download an activity booklet as well that they can take out. Maybe there'll be one at a visitor centre. And this is an ongoing project, so we are encouraging people to take photos when they're out there, to, save their stories, to send them in to us. We're putting them on the website as well. It's just an initiative, essentially, just encouraging people to make that link between the water running by their feet and the water running out their tap.
So we could take a picture of us three.
I hope we will. Yeah.
You can upload it to this website.
You can email it into us, and then we'll pop it on the website. Yeah.
What's the future hold then? So you've launched this initiative. Is this something that's going to keep going, or is it just a one-off? Tell me about that.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's evergreen, really, and obviously we can adapt into different seasons. Ultimately, it's encouraging people to walk by water. You can do that in summer, you can do that in winter, anywhere. But we're just trying to put we're just trying to encourage people, trying to put our stamp on this as well, trying to make it clear to people that this is obviously, we're not reinventing the wheel here. We're just encouraging you to walk by water, to embrace nature. But yeah, in the future, we're looking to update the activity booklet come different seasons. We're looking to expand into schools as well. We should hopefully have a piece with ITV Wales shortly, media-wise. And, I must say that in the first month or so that it's been out, it's been received really well. People are going onto the website every day, downloading the booklets. It's hard to know, Mike. It's like a baby we've put out in the world, and it's like, how many people are going out on these Walking with Water adventures? I don't quite know, but what's important to me is that it's being engaged with, and we're gonna keep going with it. There's no necessarily a timeline on it, I should say.
I don't want to stretch your baby analogy, because like a baby, once you see it grow,
don't stretch a baby.
Once you see it grow and thrive, but like a baby, they're quite annoying.
Yes. Are you saying that I'm whining right now?
Could you take it on holiday? I mean, so in the sense of, like, if you're going somewhere else in the UK, you haven't been before, could you go there and find something to do?
That's a great shout. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, again, I must stress the walk we're on now, which is new for me and Emma, is quite amazing, really. Like the views we're seeing, the sort of wide vista out here. And
well, there's also a prime walking day in the not too distant future, because I don't know what it's like in your house, but in our house, Boxing Day is the day you've got to get out and stretch your legs, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're doing a push for that as well. Encouraging people to get out there, walk off that turkey. Pop on that hat from Gran that you didn't really want to wear, and just walk with water. But ultimately, underpinning that is we want people to connect with nature and just to appreciate these things as much as possible, because we're very lucky in this country that we have access to such waterways as this.
We do, and actually just to the point where we're at now, and we're just arriving at what's called Thames Valley Park, and there's a couple of, we've just gone past a rowing club, and here's another one, we're just coming up. So Tom, we've not been doing this walking with Water Initiative by ourselves, have we?
No, Mike, no, we've got 3 partners on board who have been absolutely fabulous, I've got to be honest with you. So when we started this project, we knew that, it's a nationwide thing, in fact. So we had to have a lot of these people on board who were going to help us promote things. And I just want to give them a shout out, really. So we've had Afonyd Wales, which is just kind of like, the Welsh River Trust that represents all that. And they do a lot of stuff in schools and educational stuff, and they've been fantastic in getting the word out.
I'm not quite sure your pronunciation's great there, but
Afonyd, excuse me. I've got a cold.
Isn't there double D Afonyd?
Afonyd, yeah. You guys know what I mean.
I just want to shout out to all our Welsh friends. We all need some intensive training on the Welsh language. I'm sorry. Okay. Not as bad as the German, though.
Hi to Gail Walsh of Afonyd, or however you say it. She's been great. And we've also had the River Restoration Trust as well, which is a similar organisation in England. And we wanted to push the boat out, so to speak, with the third one. We wanted to go beyond a traditional water charity, if you will, because obviously we're walking by water. So we got Living Streets on board, which is the UK's original walking charity. They've been around for more than 100 years. They were instrumental in instituting the first zebra crossings in London, actually, and kind of getting that across. And they have also been spectacular, really. So I just want to give a big shout out to all 3 of those guys for really helping us get the word out.
No, that's fantastic. I think it's definitely the way forward, isn't it, on these sort of initiatives? The more the merrier. Bring on the partners.
Be sure to head back through the archives and check out all the past episodes of Waterfall.
So we're now at the far end of the Thames Valley Park, and basically the whole duration of the Thames Valley Park has mainly just been Tom really sucking up to the boss. I mean, it's been a little bit embarrassing.
Needs must, Mike. Needs must.
It's really embarrassing, Tom. I mean, I thought you had more to you than that. But we are here with the boss. It's Emma Clancy. Hello, Emma.
Hello, Mike.
And, I'm amazed we've managed to get to... This is episode 14, 15
in those reaches, yeah.
Yeah, without having Emma on.
Unbelievable.
We've not been keeping it from you, Emma.
No, you talk about it quite a lot in the office. There is no way anyone doesn't know about podcasts and Waterfall, which is good. But
I don't know what you mean. so Emma, at the top of every episode we do say it's Waterfall brought to you by CCW. But we've not really actually taken much time to explain who CCW are. And let's face it, the name doesn't really give much away, does it?
No, that's a fair point.
So tell us about CCW. What are we for?
What are we for? Why are we here? Well, that's perhaps a separate question on a Friday afternoon. But CCW is just all about making sure the water sector works for people. And, we are in a unique position as an organisation to talk about the things that matter to people and to represent them when they can't represent themselves or, kind of got other things on. And we do that in a couple of ways. So sort of on a practical level, if someone has a problem with their water company, we step in and we help. And we help to get that resolved. And we do that for around sort of 15,000 people a year. And, we also do lots and lots of good policy work behind the scenes, kind of lobbying for change, making sure that the regulatory system works for people and helping them where we can. So it's a good job, good place.
So I kind of interpret that as we're kind of a bit like citizens' advice, but for water. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's a cracking analogy. Yeah, absolutely right. So just, with that specialist knowledge, given the importance of water in all our lives.
So just to help people who may be listening to this and going, okay, I understood what you said, but what does that mean? I'm a water consumer. I'm just a person who drinks water. What relevance does CCW have to me?
Well, if something goes wrong, that doesn't happen very often, but if it does, we'll be there to help you. And, we work to make sure that the water that you drink and consume, that you know about it, which is kind of what Walking with Water is all about, that it's of a decent quality, and it really is, and that it's provided to you at a good price, and that water companies behave in the way that you would expect a utility in that position too. So we do all of that sort of behind the scenes. Plus, I hope that we are striding towards being, even more sort of helpful and friendly, and our website's got loads of good stuff on it if you want to kind of have a look and learn a little bit more about the water you drink.
And if I was a person who needed help from CCW then, will it cost me anything?
No, we're free. Well, we're not quite free. That's not. We cost each bill payer around 26 pence on their bill, but when you use our services, it's free, and all of the policy stuff, all the campaigning stuff is all in with the price.
So people pay a tiny little bit on the water bills,
Yes.
and that's what keeps CCW running. And then everything we do then is just free at the point of use for people.
Absolutely, yeah.
Brilliant. That sounds great. So if we're coming from water bills, does that not mean we're beholden to the water companies?
Well, no, because people pay the water bills, don't they? So we're beholden to people, which is absolutely how it should be.
So our money comes from people, not from water companies.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the reason why I ask is what I don't want to leave people with any kind of feeling that we've got a different agenda. Our agenda is purely people, right?
Our agenda is purely people. I mean, that's very challenging because obviously lots of people have different views or in different circumstances, care about different things. So, that's quite a challenge for an organisation like ours. But we're the only body in the water sector that is all about people and nothing else. And I think that's one of our kind of, core strengths.
So we're here walking with water, and we've just heard about it from Tom. Yep, fantastic. And you're on a water savings podcast. So there's a theme here that kind of water saving and connecting with water is important. But why is that so important to CCW? Surely you're just here to help with people's problems. Why does this matter then?
Well, because if we don't all kind of change our behaviour just a little bit in a really easy way, then the provision of water will be a problem, and this is a really important message. We are all about looking after people, as we just chatted about, and that's the people of tomorrow. Tomorrow's people, that's a bit weird, but future consumers. There are some significant resource challenges, and water is a precious and scarce thing that we need to work to protect. And I guess we're trying to do that as CCW in a way that is helpful by encouraging people to connect with their water environment and value it more and think a little bit more about how they use it.
So if Karen was here, she'd have been chipping in with, you're absolutely right, Emma, there is a 4 billion litre of water supply-demand balance gap predicted by 2050, and that's a big challenge, and we all need to play our part. Yeah. Karen can thank me later for saying that.
Yeah, and she's dead right. And the challenge with that is those numbers are so huge; they're really difficult to wrap your head around. But every plan put together by water companies has a massive chunk in it of us saving water as a society. So this really is a very important issue.
I think the other thing that Karen would be desperate to say is that this whole point about saving water being so good in so many ways. So it helps secure resources for the future. It helps save money in a very direct way from people's pockets.
Yeah.
Helps mitigate climate change because there's pumping, etc., involved in water too. So this kind of bit this part that people have to play isn't a big sacrifice.
Absolutely correct. Some really simple, super duper easy things that you can do, and I think once you do them, you kind of get a sense of pride about that, which is great. But it'll help you save money, and everybody needs to save money right now.
So people often say, and I heard this week, right? I've heard this quite a lot. It's a very common thing to say. They go, people don't value water, and the cost is so cheap. I don't think it is cheap. I think it is good value, but the cost of water is far less than the value of water. So shouldn't we just crank up the price so that people value it more? Do you subscribe to that school of thought?
No. I mean, I think water does offer fantastic value, and one of the great things about this job has been learning about the process. And one of the most impactful things that I did was go to a sort of a water treatment work where they scooped up stuff out of the Thames and then transformed it into drinking water, and it was really wow. And that process has enormous value, but I think we can value water without, in the middle of a cost of living crisis, having a conversation around kind of raising bills generally. If people are using loads and loads of water and they're being a bit irresponsible, I think that's perhaps a different discussion. And it may be that we need to think about that more flexibly than the current system allows.
No, absolutely. And the value and cost are just fundamentally different things.
Yeah.
There's plenty of things that have very low intrinsic costs, but of massively high value to people.
Air.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about this on the train down, Tom and I.
Yeah.
You could have your favourite photo of either your family or whoever.
Yeah.
That could have massive value to it, but what's the actual cost?
Yeah.
So I think that conflating cost and value actually can be unhelpful at times.
Yeah.
Because I think you're right, we all need to value water more. Like we should value air, absolutely.
Yeah.
Clean air, highly valuable.
Yeah. You know, and these issues are coming much more into focus, aren't they? As the basics of life, the fundamentals that we took for granted are things we now need to kind of question and be more responsible for. And I think water, you know, very much fits into that category.
Now, Emma, you know the real reason why you're here as a guest on Waterfall?
No idea.
I think you
Well,
do.
I had no idea.
The real reason is that we ask all our guests to tell us their personal water use. How much water do you use per day? Now, one of the co-hosts, Karen, had a slightly embarrassingly high consumption. So, Emma, are you going to save Karen from her embarrassment, or are you going to show yourself as a kind of real water trooper?
Oh, I don't know. No. I am, you know, definitely shameful in relation to this, but improving, right? And this is my point about education. So, and awareness, I suppose. So when I joined the water sector, it was way too high. I'm not saying the figure, but I have managed to shave off about 20 litres, according to my last water bill. And I'm really pleased about that. And that was just literally by putting the washing machine on its most cost-effective, water efficiency effective setting, because no one else in the house will ever move the dial. So, you know, once it's on that setting, it's going to stay there. And that's made a big difference. Changing my routine. So when I exercise, doing that in the morning, showering once, not twice. Turning the tap off when I clean my teeth, and definitely over the summer making sure that I use all the water kind of twice, if you know what I mean. So if you're washing up, take it out in the garden, all of that kind of good stuff, and it's made a massive difference, and I do feel very proud of myself. So I have a way to go, and I'm still not giving you the number because I am the boss.
Well, you may well be the boss, but I do need to push on this because we have a league table. The league table doesn't work if you just had did not answer. Now, we did have one did not answer already from one of the guests, which was Mike from the Met Office. But that's because he just moved house. He had a valid reason, whereas you don't have a valid reason. So I'm going to have to push you on this.
Okay, well, I'm at 140 now.
Oh, well, that's good.
That's good.
Yeah, it's better than it was.
Good number.
Compared to Karen.
Add a zero.
Well, it's not good enough, right? It's absolutely not good enough.
But going in the right direction.
Yeah. I don't know what else to do, though, now. I must admit that, you know, pushing on through that next...
Have a word with the other people in your house.
Yeah, well, yes, but they are beyond my influence.
I like the fact that, so at CCW, as the boss, everyone does what you say, but at home, no one does what you say. Is that the picture you're painting here?
Pretty much my life, yeah.
And so that was clearly the most important question, but the most important question from Tom's point of view, see what I'm doing now, I'm saying this is on you, Tom,
Yeah.
but it's not really. What we really want to is, can we continue to make the Waterfall podcast, please?
Yes. As long as you keep getting all these fab listeners and stuff like that, so yes.
Well, we are having
great.
a bit too much fun with it.
Well, fun at work's good, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We have been really lucky to get some really fabulous guests, actually. And what I find fascinating is that I'm learning loads from the guests. And it is great because it just shows what a diverse subject it is, and just how many different dimensions there are to it.
Yeah.
And Tom, I have a question for you, because you're new to the water sector, and I'm saying that I'm learning things from the guests. I mean, how eye-opening has it been for you?
Yeah, absolutely constant, and it's been like a great kind of introduction really to the sector that most people don't have, in the sense that I'm just forward-facing with those people and interfacing with them. So yeah, it's been a boon to me. So please, Emma, please don't take it away.
And Tom, you may be the producer, but you're a guest. So what's your personal water consumption? You are not getting off the... And you know what? You cannot use the excuse that you didn't know I was going to ask you, because we ask all our guests.
I've been thinking about this, and I think I do hover around. I don't have an exact figure, but I would say about 150. I'd say, I am a little bit forgetful when it comes to the old, the tap and the brush and stuff like that, the chicken and the egg. But for me, mostly, I'm quite conscientious. And like Emma said, joining this company, joining this sector, you realise how easy it is to waste. fast and how easy it is to save as well, and how these tiny changes you can make quite quickly. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be trouble in the top spot there. I'll give a 150. I'll give a.
So how do you not know? I'm just interested because actually that tells a story in itself. When we've asked people why you don't know, is why don't you know?
The water bill is dealt with someone else in the household, so I'm a council tax house insurance bod. So if you want to know those numbers, I can give you them. But
that's the point in itself, that if you're in a shared house, right, and you're not, as you say, you've divvied out your responsibilities, so you're not the one who has sight of the bill. So actually, you're not really aware of what you're using.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because that's something we've heard from quite a few guests. Actually, the difficulty in just getting that number. Yeah. Or they get a number and it's a once a year number, so actually that may have changed because the summer's been very hot or whatever.
Yeah, and this is the gap that I'd love to see the sector fill a bit more squarely. I mean, even the terminology that we're using, 140, she says. I mean, what the hell does that mean, really?
What does that mean?
What does that mean? And you need to do a bit of maths to get there, but it's just not as simple as it could be. And I think I've said before about my attempts to get a water button, how that's much more complicated, and then just being not overly savvy and entirely responsible for everything. I can't put the thing up. I don't know what I'm doing with it, and stuff like that I think water companies could help the willing a little bit more, or the sector perhaps broader than water companies. Coming? I don't think so.
Sorry,
you're embarrassing me, Mike. Stop it.
I'm going to stop him and ask him.
Mr. Clue? No, it's not. No.
We might get lucky. No, not this time.
But I agree what you're saying, though. Yeah, I think that kind of just saying you're 140, 150, it's a little impenetrable to people, even though it means pounds or whatever. It's just like, we've had this struggle with the podcast so much where people talk about Olympic-sized swimming pools.
Oh, we hate that, don't we?
Such an abstract
it's a
image. It really is just, swimming pool, Olympic-sized, whatever. It's just too gigantic to even comprehend. So
and it's not something you're going to come across, is it?
No.
That's an Olympic, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Most of us don't have them at home, so yeah.
Indeed.
And there are a few recurring themes that are coming up all throughout the episodes, like this: understanding your water use. And what does that mean? Understanding what that the quantity is. 140 litres. Actually, when you see that, that's a phenomenal amount, actually.
Yeah.
But when would you see it?
Well, the only way you can try and visualise it is like your 2 litre bottle at home, isn't it? And then multiply that up. But again,
just getting astronomical.
Only nerds like us are going to do that. No one else in their right mind.
The Waterfall listeners.
There's a lot of fun doing that. Don't take my fun away, Emma.
I rest my case.
CCW, passionate about championing the best interests of everyone who uses water, now and in the future.
So we're almost at our final destination, which may be a place that serves drinks, which, not a bad thing to do at the end of a walk.
Nice cup of coffee.
So Tom, you work for CCW, but now you've had the boss tell you what CCW do. Does that make sense now?
It was an eye-opener. No, honestly, I thought Emma, summed it up perfectly, and I think one of the points that I want to just pick up upon that she was saying was how consumer-focused we are, really, and how customer-focused we are. And I think that is something that I've seen, in all the work that I've been part of, all the campaigns, everything really, all the Afford Work programme, and, just makes you proud to work here.
And Emma, we've been talking about walking with water, and I forgot to ask you actually, do you have a favourite walk? What's your walk of choice?
Well, my hometown is on a canal, so really walking on the canal is a thing that is a regular weekend thing. And also I've got great memories of taking my daughter there when she was little and throwing literally kind of like the whole loaf at the ducks, like they do. The ducks going, hell, I didn't want that much. To now, as a 21-year-old walking along with her on a Sunday morning to clear our heads. So yeah, it's lovely. Yeah.
And what have you made of this walk?
It's been beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Yes. Yeah. Really amazing.
Great pick, Mike, I must say.
We have locked out. It is I mean, we'll put some photographs of it. We'll make some photographs available, but it has been a beautiful day. It's like blue sky, the sun is shining. It's is this really November? So don't forget, if you have a favourite walk, you can take pictures and send them in to the Walking with Water website. Also, we'd love to hear from you about your favourite walk, because you can email the show at podcast@ccwater.org.
And we've got an Instagram, haven't we, as well, Mike?
Okay, yes, we do. We have Instagram, Waterfall on Instagram.
We'll put the links down below. But
so you can find out plenty more about today's show, all the links, all the info, and maybe some dodgy snaps. And when we find Clooney, we'll get the interview with Clooney. We'll add that in.
Selfie of the year coming.
I tell you what,
Brace yourself.
if Clooney isn't in the pub right now, I'm going to be absolutely gutted.
Disappointment ahead.
I know, it's terrible. But yeah, so no one's fallen in.
Yet.
No one's been fired.
Yet.
So
No one's seen Clooney.
No one's
Yet.
well, that's it. Yet. Yep. Theresa May.
Again, potentially on the horizon.
And Uri Geller. I want to have a word with him about moving that ball in Euro 96, Gary McAllister's penalty against England that he claimed he moved.
Mike's other favourite topic.
So unfortunately, that's all we've got time for this edition of Waterfall. We've been out and about walking with water. We found all about what CCW do, what they stand for, and that we're all about you, the people. So we'll be back soon. Karen will be rejoining us. So join us again for another edition of Waterfall.